Hello and thanks for joining me. So today is a short story about celebration and disappointment for Fender. So imagine it's 1979, My Sharona is in the charts, you could buy the cassette and put it in your brand new Sony Walkman, Quadrophenia and Apocalypse Now were on in the cinema, and Margaret Thatcher had just been elected the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. But 1979 also marked a very special year for Fender. Of course, it was the 25th anniversary of the now iconic Fender Stratocaster. And whilst Strat sales had been strong throughout the 70s, Fender wanted to use the commemorative anniversary as a means to really push the guitar into the global market and drive sales forward into the 1980s and beyond. So to do this, they wanted something a bit different and a bit special to the regular production Strat. Just bear in mind quickly at this point that up until now there had never been another version of a Fender Strat, whether it was a 50s, a 60s or a 70s Strat. Ultimately what you see is what you got. There were no alternative countries of manufacture, no sort of humbuckers or any other commemorative or anniversary or limited edition releases, and of course no custom shop back then either. So rather not so much as being a reversion to the earlier models, the anniversary was really a homage to times gone by. So the 4-bolt neck was used and the truss rod adjustment was moved back to the body end. But other than that, it was still an ash body, one-piece maple neck, 7¼ inch radius. And of course the machine heads were also replaced or upgraded to Spurzl units, which, although not locking ones, the trim lock wasn't invented till about 1983, I think. They were still a considerable upgrade and something a bit special for the anniversary model. Also, the guitar came with a certificate of merit, which was numbered to the serial number of the guitar, a bit like a modern day certificate of authenticity for a custom shop guitar, if you like. Now, of course, the paints that Fender used had been automotive nitrocellulose finishes in the 1950s and 60s, and also then thick-skin polyester paints or coatings back in the 1970s. Now, the polyester paints were very durable and hard-wearing, but they really weren't very kind to the environment, and Fender were starting to feel environmental pressures on their emissions at the time. So they were investigating and looking into water-soluble paints, which was still in its infancy, especially in guitars, but nonetheless it was a move forward. And Fender opted to use for their anniversary guitar a beautiful looking pearlescent white Huffy bicycle paint. This was all very nice and it looked gorgeous, and the release was strong at first. Sales were good. The problem was that within weeks and months of the guitar being launched, the paint just started flaking, cracking, peeling off in sheets in some instances, and Fender were very quickly inundated with irate customers and dealers looking to return their guitars to be refinished or replaced. It became quite obvious quickly by Fender that they needed to revert to a more traditional paint system, and they opted for a Porsche metallic silver colour. Now, no one quite really knows what happened with the paints, whether it was a problem with the application process or a ratio mixture, or who knows, a reaction with the base coat maybe. But nonetheless, the 10,000 or so units of the anniversary model that were produced, 9,500 more or less, were silver, which in turn did actually go on to fade and discolour and oxidise in their own way, becoming brown, green, gold, etc, etc. So it's quite rare actually to find a pristine silver one too. But in terms of the white paint, as I say, 1 out of every 20 that were produced were white, and most of those were then returned either directly to Fender for replacement or refinishing, or subsequently refinished by independent luthiers, and certainly discoloured and flaked and peeled off. So of that, it's literally just a handful of clean looking intact white, original Huffy white anniversary Strats left. So that's why it's a guitar that you may never get to play, and even if you get to be near one, you probably don't want to play it too hard, just in case the paint falls off. But anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and we have plenty of guitar related content, and we'll be back with more soon. Thanks for now, bye bye.